everyone, and welcome to another episode of Annie Talks, where we bring to you interesting stories about interesting people that you want to know about. I'm your host, Annie Rivera. Thank you for tuning in, and to those who have already subscribed, if you're new to the podcast, welcome, and I hope you enjoy what you hear, and if so, I personally invite you to subscribe. Annie Talks is brought to you by Luxwear Trends, affordable, luxurious timepieces for every occasion, luxury that lasts forever, and that's what sets us apart from others. Find us on Facebook and Instagram or visit luxweartrends.com. That's Luxe weartrends.com. So some of you know that I am one of the crew members of the Sandwich Islands Network Radio at V93FM.com, and we were recently honored to be invited to the 8th annual San Diego Ho'olaulea in Anza Cove, San Diego, where we kicked off the very busy, fun, festive Hawaiian festival season. There was so much to be seen at the Ho'olaulea, from musicians, hula dancers, Tahitian dancers, to food vendors and Hawaiian product vendors galore. There were two stages, the main stage where large groups performed and a Kanikapila stage for a more intimate, up-close and personal performances by so many other groups. If you follow my YouTube channel, I broadcasted live directly from San Diego. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, you may have already seen some of the live broadcasts from the San Diego Ho'olaulea. Uncle Kamaka Brown, Uncle Kevin Weidemeyer, and yours truly also broadcasted live from the Sandwich Islands Network radio booth throughout the entire weekend, and let me tell you, there was no shortage of entertainment. And like I said, we are just getting started. If you aren't already following along on social media, be sure to check out facebook.com/Annie Talks, or my Twitter at Annie_Talks, or my Instagram at Annie_Talks, or visit my website at AnnieTalks.com, and you can check out all the dates and times and locations for the next Ho'olauleas, festivals, performances, and Kanikapilas. You won't want to miss them. We are also presenting a fabulous Hawaiian feather pua workshop coming up this month in May, so you'll want to check that out too. Speaking of which, Uncle Kamaka Brown and I had the absolute joy of speaking with Kumu Hulu Lokelani Reichert, who is the kumu, or teacher, of the Hawaiian feather pua workshops. We learned more about her quest to perpetuate the almost forgotten craft of feather pua making. Kumu Lokelani is very passionate about keeping the art form alive and thriving. She really does give so much of her heart to do so too. When we met with her, you can feel her passion and her love for the art as it just radiated through the way in which she spoke about it. I'm thrilled to have spoken with such a beautiful person, and she is a legend in her own time. Here now is our conversation with Kumu Hulu Lokelani Reichert.
Aloha, this is Kamaka Brown with the Sandwich Islands Network, and I am sitting here with
Annie Rivera with Annie Talks.
We are here with Kumu Hulu Lokelani Reichert, an expert in Hawaiian feather craft from Hulu of California.
Welcome, Kumu.
Oh, mahalo.
Oh, thank you so much for welcoming us into your home.
Oh, nauka hauli.
So, Kumu, we understand that you're originally from Kaneohe, the beautiful windward side of Oahu. When did your interest in the ancient Hawaiian feather craft begin?
It started with my cousin, Doreen Henderson, who is a Kumu Hulu on the island of Hawaii. She introduced me to Hulu of California way back in the mid-1990s. Through her relationship with Auntie Mary Kovich, who started Hulu of California in 1979, and also the relationship with Auntie Mary Lou Kekuewa, who is the master Kumu Hulu in the island of Oahu. through the relationships between these three ladies, I have learned to absolutely encompass and love what the legacy is, which is the feather lei making. And it is a art craft that is fading because the artisans are leading us.
That is so true. So, what role did hulu play in the ancient Hawaiian culture?
It was presented as for the royalty. Most all of the feather work was done and preserved for our ali'i. So you can see beautiful kahilis in the Bishop Museum. You can see a lot of the feather work that was done. And because it was something that was sacred, all the feathers had to go to the hulu keeper in the ancient times. From that, Hawaiians are very smart and intuitive, and they want to look as pretty as the ali'i, and they are very creative and can make, so they took it upon themselves to create similar artwork. And so here we are, now moving to the modern day now, and we have many different feather lei projects that we create to teach and to perpetuate this art craft to whoever in the Hawaiian community or in the hula community who would like to learn.
So Kumu, tell us, why is it so important to carry on and pass on this tradition?
It is a form of art that should remain in the Hawaiian community because of its important part that it played in its history. We are continually learning, and it is my goal as a Kumu to bring the life back to a art form that is fading, to help educate those that are needing to or wanting to learn what we had in our history, and to help them nurture ways to bring it up, because there are few makers of lei hulu. There are few availability of having these beautiful art forms available to the public. So it's our goal to make it continue.
So Kumu, since 1979, Lei Hulu of California has been in existence through Kumu Mary Kovich.
Yeah.
And you are now part of Lei Hulu of California.
Correct.
And what is the role that Lei Hulu of California plays now in this passing on of the tradition?
What my goal is, and our goal in Lei Hulu of California, is to make sure that this form is nurtured, that they learn about what it does and provided in the history of Hawaii, that they are creative. Hawaiian people were very artistic. They were very creative. They had self-motivation, and they always wanted things to be done correctly. So we teach how to do the different types of leis, how to do uli, kahilis, and so it is my goal of Lei Hulu of California to continually bring it in the forefront of anyone who is interested to learn. And I'm blessed by being able to do this via halaus, via Hawaiian Civic Clubs, and traveling, because I'll take it anywhere.
So now, if someone were interested in Hawaiian feathercraft, how can they get information?
Well, they can find us on the web, and they can call me.
So we'll be sure to have all that information down below in the show notes and the description. So be sure to click around as well.
Yes.
Well, mahalo, Kumu, for sharing your mana'o, your thoughts with us and with an entire generation of Hawaiians and Hawaiians at heart, helping to preserve and to perpetuate this ancient art of Hawaiian feather works. And we appreciate that. We love you for that. And we will see you at one of your workshops really soon.
Yes.
We're going to become your hamana.
I know. This is my pleasure.
Mahalo. Well, that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Annie Talks. Thank you to Uncle Kamaka Brown and the Sandwich Islands Network Radio, V93FM.com, for allowing me to be a part of the Sin Crew and this historic conversation with Kumu Hulu Lokelani Reichert, and to learn more about the beautiful art of Hawaiian feather pua making. If you enjoyed this episode, I welcome you to check out the video and see just how beautiful these Hawaiian feather puas are. I'll have the link in the show notes of this episode, so be sure to check it out. If you aren't already subscribed to my podcast, I invite you to hit subscribe and be notified anytime we upload a new episode. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. If you all could please rate and review my podcast, leave me a comment or two. It would really help me out and help others to find this podcast too. And lastly, if you like this podcast, please consider contributing to my Patreon page. Your contributions will help to further along my vision and mission to bring more episodes like this one and many other types of episodes and topics. The Patreon page will also be included in the show notes below. Thank you all again for tuning in, and keep listening to Annie Talks.
Hui! Aloha mai! This is Kumu Hulu, Auntie Lokelani Reichert of Hulu of California. You are now listening to the Sassy Annie Talk.